Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our monthly Cisne Forum. Our Cisne Forum meets the first Thursday of every month. The Monterey County Immigrant Services Network of Empowerment is composed of community advocates and educators and providers. And I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ina Donato. I work at Natividad Medical Center. And I would also like to introduce our planning committee who brings forth this meeting every month to you. I will introduce Efrain Magallanes from MCOE, who does not have access to his camera or speakerphone today as he is joining us remotely, driving back from Sacramento. So Efrain, thank you for all you do. He is our IT tech in the background. So please, I apologize in advance if you see any technical difficulties or delays because sometimes internet can be tricky on the road. So you all should have access to the sign-in sheet, which is in the Google Docs chat box. Kindly sign your contact information in there so we can keep track of who is attending and also be able to distribute important flyers and information throughout the month. And who else is on the call of our planning committee? Jill?
Oops. Hi, I'm Jill from International Red Cross, but American Red Cross. We do a program called Restoring Family Links that I always talk about. And that's reconnecting families who've been separated due to armed conflict, disaster, and forced migration. And if you ever want to hear about it, you can get it through my email. Thank you very much for letting me introduce myself. I'm part of the steering committee. Welcome, everybody.
Melissa?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Raya. I work at Natividad Hospital. I'm a health education assistant. We help with Covered California eligibility applications, also Medi-Cal enrollment, and MCAP, which is another program through Medi-Cal to help cover moms that don't qualify for Medi-Cal and their babies as well.
Thank you. And also, Dr. Jimenez, are you on the call? I don't see her on the call, but Hortensia Jimenez is a professor at Hartnell, professor of sociology and doctorate, and she also forms part of our monthly, of our Cisne Forum, bringing forth this monthly forum to you. So without further ado, this month, our focus will be on HIV resources in Monterey County. This is a topic that many of you have asked for, HIV, AIDS, and STD resources. And we have wonderful speakers lined up. So I would like to go around and allow everybody to do introductions, introduce themselves, and just a quick blurb of what what you do in your agency. So we can start with the letter A as we normally do, and then just go down the alphabet. So we'll start with the letter A, first name A. Anybody? I see A. Garcia. Would you like to go first? And then we can just go down the line.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Garcia. I'm a family service advocate with Migrant Education in Soledad, Chular, and Gonzalez.
Good morning. My name is Alejandra Valadez Garcia, and I am Parent and Community Liaison for MCOE, Migrant Education.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Alma Mandujano. I'm here with Natividad Managed Care Outreach Team. I work alongside Ina Donato from Financial Counseling and here with Cisne. And I also work alongside Melissa Raya. We're often out in the community, just sharing the resources about Natividad Medical Hospital, the Natividad Prunedale Clinic, and everything that we do have to offer. We help with Medi-Cal applications for those that need assistance. We're not eligibility workers, but we do help the community, as well as we help with Covered California. So I'm so happy to be here, and if anyone has questions, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Alma. Thank you. Anyone else that starts with A that would like to go? If not, we'll move on to the B's.
You say A, you mean for our name, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Mendoza, and I am the ESL Program Specialist for Salinas Adult School. Here at Salinas, we are now entering our fourth quarter. We're pretty packed, but we have, our regular classes, ESL, computer literacy, citizenship, things like that, but high school diploma, of course. But we also have a couple of IET classes, which is like technical education classes. We have a culinary class, right now running. We have a child, a development apprenticeship program as well that we have going on. And then, of course, we have some health courses, short careers that have to do with Cal Regional. We also have childcare now in the morning and the evenings at some sites. We also have a new program actually that we're running right now. We're trying to see what the need is out there for this program, which is for college educated, people that maybe they got their college degrees from another country, and they're here in the States now. We are also developing kind of like a pathway for them. So if you know of anyone that has a college degree from another country and they would like to validate it, they can go into our Facebook page, and there they can find the link and everything that so that way they can sign up for this pilot program, and hopefully we can help them. That's it. Thank you.
Anyone else with the first name letter A? If not, we'll move on to the B's.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Ana, short for Ana Thais. I administer the Central Coast Health Connect portal alongside with Perla here. This is our first time joining this meeting. We also work a hybrid position here at Aspire Health alongside the health advocates that come and join you guys monthly in these meetings. So it's nice to meet everybody.
Great to meet you too. Anyone else with the letter B?
Good morning. My name is Blanca Valverde. I work for the Santa Rita Union School District as a family and community liaison.
Welcome. Anyone else start with the letter B? If not, we'll move on to the C's.
Good morning. My name is Colleen Bai, and I'm with NAMI, Monterey County. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and we offer classes and support groups in English and Spanish for people who love someone with a mental illness, and also for folks who live with symptoms of mental illness. And I'll drop a link to our website in the chat because this is my first time here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Colleen. We look forward to seeing you every month. Okay, anyone else starts with the letter C? If not, we'll move on to the next letter, and please feel free to introduce yourself. D, E, F, or G? Seeing none, okay, and then let's just right along. H, I, J, or K's?
Hello, my name is Ivan Pagan. I'm the director of the Salinas Valley Adult Education Consortium.
Welcome, Ivan.
Good morning. My name is Iris Gamis. I am with Bright Beginnings, and the only announcement that I have is we're helping host maternal mental health walks to increase awareness and decrease stigma around maternal mental health. And so I'll send some flyers over for that. That's happening in May, and we're arranging that now.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Iris.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Karina Rodriguez. I'm a health education assistant here for NIDO, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about our services in a little bit.
Oh, thank you, Karina. Look forward to hearing from you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesselyn Hoppy Kaiser. I'm a community engagement specialist with Planned Parenthood Marmonte's education and partnerships team. Happy to be here.
And you will also be a guest speaker, so we look forward to hearing from you as well.
Excellent.
Can't wait. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jessica Mora Ramirez. I am the Ethnic Services Manager for the Quality Division in Monterey County Behavioral Health. So, muy buenos días to all.
Buenos dias, Jessica. Great to have you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Macia. I am with Valley Health Plan and I work in the marketing and communications department doing outreach, and I'm excited to be here again.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. Okay, and the rest of you, feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline Hernandez. I'm a family child care coordinator for Community Action Partnership, and we focus on providing free childcare for those who work in agriculture.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Olga Viramontes. I am one of the care coordinators at Go Kids, and we do care coordination and home visiting.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Morning, everyone. Fernanda Ocaña with Central Coast Community Energy. I work with our customers and just letting them know about financial assistance programs that are available for them to reduce their electricity bills. And I'm also part of the accounts team. And so I'm glad to be here to learn about what's available and to share some resources as well. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves or share?
My name is Marlena Lopez. I am the program coordinator for the Every Woman Counts program. Our program involves doing health education classes to the community about the importance of breast and cervical cancer screenings. We also do education to the community through tabling, and we connect folks to the program that actually serves as a bit of a coverage program, though it only covers mammograms, ultrasounds, and pap smears.
Oh, nice to meet you, Marlene. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marisa Ruiz. I come from Monterey County's Office of Education's Early Learning Program, and we offer free preschool services to families as well as infants and toddlers.
Thank you, Marissa.
Hi, my name is Perla Magaña, and I work here for Santa Rita. I work for MCOE Migrant Ed. I'm a recruiter, and I recruit families that would be candidates to our program for Migrant Ed.
Thank you for all you do, Perla. All right. Okay, in the chat we have Eddie Misawa, who says, "Good morning, team. I'm experiencing technical difficulties," and her name is Ari. She's a social worker supervisor from Community Hospital of Monterey Peninsula. Great, thank you for joining us, Ari. And don't forget to sign in to our Google sign-in sheet, please, so we can capture all our new participants so we can add you to our listserv. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Ruth Hernandez, and I'm a family child care coordinator. I work with CAPSLO also, and the area I serve is I contract with providers, home providers, and they're in Castroville.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is that the last of the welcoming and introductions? Is there anyone else we missed or joined us late? Feel free to introduce yourself or put your contact
Good morning,
in the
everyone.
chat.
My
Good
name
morning.
My name is Anabeli Coronel, and I'm here with Aspire Health, and I am a health advocate. We help our members get connected to different resources in the community and help them navigate the healthcare system.
Complex world of healthcare. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to sign into the sign-in sheet. Okay. All righty. So that puts us right on time to welcome our first speaker. And she's already on the call, patiently waiting. Many of you have probably encountered friends, family, patients that we serve or families that we serve that often ask, where do I go to get tested? Or what do I do if I do test positive to HIV? Or what, where can I go? Where do I start? So we hope to get a lot of answers to those questions in today's forum. At least that's the goal. So we have brought to you a speaker from the Monterey County Clinic Services, which is the NIDO Clinic. And I would like to welcome you, Karina. Karina, are you there?
Hi, good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So you should be able to share your screen.
Okay. Can everyone see the screen all right?
Yes, we sure can, Karina.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning. So my name's Karina. I'm here representing the NIDO Clinic. I'm a health education assistant, more like a health educator, treatment navigator. So NIDO Clinic stands for the Natividad Immunology Division Outpatient. We used to be part of Natividad, and a couple of years ago, we've transitioned over to part of the county clinic services. So the patients that we see are patients with all sorts of infectious diseases. It's not just HIV, though that's just the majority of our patients. We have a doctor that comes, Dr. Radner. He's works out at Salinas Valley Health. He comes on Tuesday afternoons and he'll manage more of the other general infectious diseases like valley fever, tuberculosis, and like the more complex HIV/AIDS cases. We have Deb Friedel. She's a physician assistant. She's here Monday through Friday, all day, and she does, HIV management as well as PrEP. PrEP is something that most patients can get at their regular primary care physicians, but a lot of PCPs aren't comfortable managing it, so they can refer them here and we can do the HIV management for them, or excuse me, PrEP management for them. We also offer free HIV testing. We have money we get from the state that covers this, so patients don't have to worry about an out-of-pocket cost, a clinic visit. It's all covered for them. And then we do offer PrEP as well. Like I said, we offer both the oral PrEP, which are daily pills, or the injectable PrEP, which is Apretude, and they take that every 2 months. It's an injection they come to the clinic for. Then we also are able to enroll them into financial assistance called PrEP app, as well as the manufacturers like Gilead's patient assistance program, or if it's the injectable PrEP, there's another called Viv Connect. But you can just send them here. We can go with from the testing and then kind of take it from there and let them know, finances shouldn't be a barrier. There's programs that we can help them enroll and get that covered. So in addition, for the HIV management, all our doctors are also doing like comprehensive primary care. So it's not just coming here for your HIV services. If you have any other problems going on, referrals, our doctors can take care of that as well. We have 4 doctors in addition to Deb that are here about a couple times a month, and they all also speak Spanish. So that's a great resource for patients. We service Monterey and San Benito County. I know Opus Clinic also does Monterey, but their providers don't speak Spanish. So we've had patients come transfer over because they have a translator, but it's different when you're able to communicate directly with the provider. You have a different connection, and also if something comes up after the translator's gone, you can still ask that. And then we also have mental health services that we provide here in-house 2 times a month. Every other Friday, we have a psychiatrist that comes to see our patients here and do like their psych management and also just a little bit of like therapy. And then a licensed clinical social worker. She's also here every other Friday. She's bilingual. She provides more like therapy and coping mechanism strategies. And then we've recently also added support groups for patients that are living with HIV so that they don't feel so isolated and they have, someone to share experiences with. For now, the support groups are only offered in English, but we are, looking to expand and get them also in Spanish. So a majority of our patients here are patients that have and are living with HIV. One of the biggest resources that we have for them is called ADAP. It's the AIDS Drug Assistance Program. ADAP helps pay for their medications, which are very costly. And so they come, you need proof of ID, proof of California residency, immigration status doesn't matter, income, as long as you're making under a certain amount percent, which is 500% the federal poverty limit, you can qualify, and that covers their medication copays. If they have insurance, either through Covered California or through their job or like a Medicare Advantage plan, they can also apply for an additional program or tag it on, and it'll cover their insurance up to like $1,938 a month. So it's really helpful so that they can have access to insurance. If they, for some reason, don't qualify for Covered California, they here we can also enroll them directly to a Blue Shield plan or Blue Shield off exchange, and ADAP will also help cover those premiums. We get funds from the state for healthcare, so if they don't have any dental insurance, we can refer them to one of the providers that we work with and get them routine cleanings, x-rays, and then from there, if they need additional work, we can also work with that. Partner services, if a person needs to notify their partner that they, tested positive for HIV, we can help with that disclosure, either anonymously or with them, or they could bring their partner in and we can talk to them about it. There's still a lot of stigma and false ideas around HIV, and so helping give that education to their partners and their family is also available to them. We offer transportation assistance, so it's important patients are able to get to and from their appointments so that they can keep up with their treatment and stay healthy. And so we offer bus passes, gas cards, they can come here for that. Same thing with food. We have gift cards we can give them to help with food. If they have a hardship come up and they need help paying their rent, we have assistance for that, utility assistance, gas bills. I basically just tell them, if there's anything giving you hardship and you need trouble help paying, you're having trouble with it, reach out and we get money from a grant and it covers a whole umbrella of different items. And for the most part, glasses have been able to be covered. Like there's so much that we can do for them. And then of course, just educating them on treatment adherence so that they can live long, healthy, normal lives. So that's just a little snippet of what we do. Thank you. Those are our clinic times and hours, and then our phone number, and then that's my email there if you have any questions. Patients don't need appointments. They can walk in and get serviced. If someone says they have HIV, they don't need a referral. They can self-refer. So that's all that I have for today.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that presentation, Karina. And thank you for I know you were scheduled until 8:50, so thank you for joining us earlier. I appreciate you joining on, and you're welcome to stay on to hear, the next speaker. But if you have to go, we understand because I know you're very busy. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. So if you guys can join me giving a round of applause. And for those of you that don't know where it's located, it is it's almost hard to find. It's in the back of the old Natividad campus, as if you're going towards the county jail. It's in the old buildings behind the old hospital. So that also gives patients a little more privacy. It's not in the normal busy hustle bustle of the hospital. It's more in the back. It's very quiet and it's very welcoming. And like she said, appointments aren't necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. So Karina will take a few questions now, and if you can raise your hand, I'll call upon you, and we can start with the Q&A now. I see Jill has her hands raised. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Karina, thank you so much for your presentation. I'm so happy to see that it's still happening. I remember responding in Santa Cruz when we opened up our first clinic, so it's wonderful to see it still going on. I had a question for you. What about measles, rubella? Have you had any cases of measles? It's one of the most infectious diseases in the world, but I didn't know if our county was.
No, we haven't had any of those patients yet.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's good to hear. Hopefully there's been no measles.
Yeah.
Okay, any other question? Melissa has her hand raised. Melissa.
Mine's not more, it's not a question, it's just a comment. I just wanted to thank Karina for accepting our invitation today. She's located right across our building over at Managed Care. Karina has developed a really good system with Managed Care, that would be myself and Alma, where we do take the referrals from the Needle Clinic to help them enroll in Covered California if needed. And we have a really good system going on. I just wanted to give Karina credit for her efforts and taking the time on educating the community today on the services that Needle offers.
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of this.
Thank you for that partnership. And there's, let's see, is there any other?
I have a quick question, Karina.
Mhm.
For those that move, let's say they move outside of the Monterey County to a different area, before moving, do you have any resources to the county or area where they'll be moving to continue receiving services perhaps similar to what you have to offer?
Yeah, so there's a website that I use, and I can see who in the county where to start with. And so before they leave, I give them that or help them set that up so that there's, a clear transition and there's no interruption on their treatment and medication.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So give them a warm handoff. Thank you. Any other questions or? I had a question on the funding. You mentioned that you have funding for other financial hardships that they may be. You mentioned something like electricity or food. What are the requirements to access those funding, and how is there an application to complete, or how can you talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, so the funds are granted from the state. We have either grants or Ryan White. It's a Ryan White grant, or there's other grants through the Natividad Foundation. Though for the most part, to qualify for those, they just need to be a patient of ours, and then pretty much it just be qualified like low income. But there's no like real application to show like what they are. If they're, on ADAPT, on Medi-Cal, something like that, we already know that they are lower income. And so it's pretty much just if they're HIV positive, they can apply for those services or request them.
Okay, so also to access care, like she mentioned, financial cost should not be a barrier. There's a lot of programs that can help cover the medications, consultations, and follow-up, and of course, laboratory services that are always needed for our HIV/AIDS patients. So is there any other questions, comments, feedback? Okay. I don't see any, so thank you for joining us today, Karina. We look forward to continue our partnership with you, and thank you for those warm referrals you send our way. Have a wonderful day. We'll go on. We're a little bit ahead schedule. Jocelyn, are you, I see you on the call, so if you're okay with being a little ahead of schedule, we can give you a warm welcome and start the presentation.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, so happy to be here, everybody. My name is Jesselyn Hoppy Kaiser. I'm a community engagement specialist with Planned Parenthood Marmontes Education and Partnerships team. So while I'm not working directly in the clinical sphere, I can walk us through the website and we can kind of overview the services that Planned Parenthood Marmonte has available for patients in Monterey County. So I'm going to, I need to map up my, there we go. Map up our website. So let's first talk about where clinics are within Monterey County. We have a clinic in Seaside and we have a clinic in Salinas. Clinics are open Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends. And why is my, here we go, there we go.
We lost your screen.
I know, I'm putting it right back up. Thank you. All right, here we go. Clinics are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 a.m., 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We want to make sure that you know that all of this information is accessible on our webpage, and I will include that in our chat here. When you go into our clinics, the services that are available are very much ranging depending on what you are looking for. We have, I am so sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on with my presentation today. I am going to share my screen again.
Okay, we see your screen.
Thank you so much. I apologize for that. Can you guys see this all right? Okay. So let's go over again. So clinics are open Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to about 6 p.m. The services that are provided in our clinics are birth control, breast and cervical cancer screenings, pregnancy testing and options counseling, HIV testing, which is of course relevant to this discussion. So individuals that are seeking HIV testing, those that are diagnosed positive, are also linked to services to access PrEP. And for those individuals who are exposed to HIV, there are resources to have PEP provided on site. Of course, we have our standard STI testing and treatment within our clinical spaces, and we have emergency contraception provided as well. I believe it is the Salinas Clinic that provides services for those seeking abortion care. So in the website, there are different panels that indicate kind of like the time frame that is provided for individuals seeking those services. So not every clinic in the county space does provide those resources, but they are there and available for patients. I'm going to make sure to include our website in the chat there. I know it was a little bit harder for me to present that to you all, so I pivoted here. Of course, we want to emphasize the accessibilities of youth and young adults to our clinical space. It's important to note that teens can privately access reproductive services, and that information is kept confidential from parents and guardians if those youth want to maintain the privacy around their care. The services that are available in our clinics can be paid through varying means, either through private insurance, Medi-Cal, Family Pact, or directly out of pocket. I think that Planned Parenthood Marmonte has done kind of a great job of expanding the avenues of accessibility for people looking to pay or looking to seek services through the clinic, and that's been wonderful to see. More directly, and what I can speak more directly to is through our education department services. So as we know, within the state of California, we have the California Healthy Youth Act, and it's been a big component of our work within the department to make sure that that is also aligned with the National Sex Education, Common Core, and Social Justice Anchor aligned comprehensive sex education standards. It is our goal to provide low to no cost digital learning programming for those qualifying community-based organizations and schools. So usually individuals in the middle school through high school audience would receive comprehensive sex education through our digital programming in Spanish and English learning formats. Another goal of our department is to expand the avenues of language and accessibility for this information going into the future. And we also have special education formats and curriculum that are more accessible for youth that way as well. Our department services are funded through some local and federal grants. And again, the people and populations we're targeting are those who have been incarcerated, those in probation, those who have been in foster care, people who are in continuation schools are also a focus of ours. It's important that we provide services that are trauma-informed and evidence-based. One of our more productive programs and something that has been positive and well received from youth is a project we have called Plan A, which is about a 25-minute video providing kind of an overview of different characters navigating supportive services through the clinic and modeling power through choices and kind of engaging in those relationships with trusted adults and peers. And I think that's been a great part of kind of facilitating that comprehensive sex education. It isn't just about the wellness of the body, but the mind and relationships in the community space and how that can affect our health outcomes, as we know. We have a few different QR codes available, so feel free to kind of scan them on your phone. So again, we have our Planned Parenthood site, we have the Teen Source site, and we have the CDC STI information's webpage. Part of the programming that we do is to emphasize youth-led content. So if we are developing a program, we make sure that we bring it to a board of young adults to get direct feedback on the content that is being kind of developed. And we want to make sure that the framework of the comprehensive sex education and public health resources that are available are relevant and understandable to the experiences of people that we want to provide care for. So of course, that would be the end of my presentation, but if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to engage with them now. I'm sorry for the little technical difficulties earlier. Again, thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much. That was a great presentation, and it could be on our end, so don't worry. It could have been on our end too. So thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, Jesselyn. Does anyone have any questions for Jesselyn? I see Jessica has her hand up. Jessica.
Yes, hi. Good morning, Jesselyn, and thank you for that awesome presentation. It's glad to see, well, I'm happy to see that we still are going strong with regards to Planned Parenthood Marmonte. I used to be a former health educator with them. And hence my question with regards to is Planned Parenthood Marmonte still providing education, but not through the digital format, but as like in person to person? Because I know with regards to that disconnect, and some folks, not all, but some folks, do really prefer that one-on-one, kind of like from teacher to classroom or classroom to teacher or educator. Have you all brought that back?
That's a great question and very timely. So myself and our Director of Partnerships, Mario Faro, we've been working hard to advocate to provide more in-person programming now that we're coming out of those initial stages of the COVID pandemic. It was important principle to create this kind of comprehensive sex education online with products that kind of exist separate from the Marmonte brand, because we know that Planned Parenthood has a reputation in our cultural space that isn't always positive. So we wanted that sex education to be something that could be used independently. But now I feel like we're in a space where it would be great to harness that and bring it back into the classroom to guide those experiences with youth and their educators in a way that is more direct and impactful. So I will bring that feedback back to our team.
Let Mario know I said hi.
I will.
I get to reach out. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yes, and my question is similar to that. We have a presentation series here at Salinas Adult School, and we reached out to Planned Parenthood, but at that time they were not available to come in person. Does that mean then that now there is that availability?
I don't have anything on. I haven't been able to get any firm answers on that, but we are advocating for the funding to be made available within our next fiscal year. Right. So hopefully there can be exceptions made as we go kind of towards the summer and fall. And then we want to have stuff that is made more permanent. It's important to us that we get back out into the community.
Thank you.
Great. And Jill, you have your hand up. Jill.
Yes, what I wanted to ask you is, I noticed you said at the beginning, you have a number of different sites, but not all the services. And by the way, the presentation was excellent. you have a number of different sites that provide different services.
Correct.
What happens if somebody doesn't have bus fare or can't get from one place to the other? Is there transportation if it's in a different part of the county, or how do you deal with that?
You know what? That is out of my my purview, but what I can say is we don't currently provide any transportation for people who are seeking services at our clinics. I think it would be an excellent bridge to build to have that continuity of care and ensure the warm handoff, because it is important that we be able to support people as much as we can if they need a resource that isn't provided at one clinic, right? Specifically thinking about abortion care, right? One of the two clinics is the only one in the county that would provide those particular resources, something to consider there.
Thank you so much for the answer.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hillary, you have your hand up.
Hi, great presentation, Jesselyn. Thank you so much. I had to step away for a moment, so I might have missed a little bit. I apologize, but I do have a question. And it's kind of, it's a personal question, actually. I think that we're starting a sex education way too late for our kids. You know, the state mandates that the sex education starts in 7th grade. So my child, who is in public school through the Salinas City Elementary School District, has not received any sex education, and she's now in 6th grade. And most of the kids around her have their periods and, you know, are thinking about relationships or what have you. Is there anything that we parents and advocates can do to change that? I have broached the subject with my principal as well as my child's teacher. My child's teacher offered to do some education, and I talked to her about Planned Parenthood and that the PTO, which I raise money for, would be glad to pay for education, but we've gotten pretty much nowhere through the year.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips or tricks of kind of circumventing all of those things and making things happen?
What I can tell you is that there's an active discussion going on at the state level about how do we reinforce the California Healthy Youth Act in a way that ensures accountability to those academic systems, school systems, educators to provide comprehensive sex education. Because we have that law on the books, right? But compliance is often an entirely different story, and it is highly dependent on the tone set by a school board. So I don't have something to offer any immediate solutions, but it is something we are well aware of, and it would be important. I think if you'd like to email me, I have my email in the chat. I'd be more than happy to discuss with you further, maybe what we can do.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Great discussions, guys. This topic can always get really political, and like Jesselyn said, depending on the school board is usually the feedback you get. But I find it when you have a group of parents coming together, attending those school board meetings, that's what impacts policy
Exactly.
in any topic. Usually, one parent really, they won't listen to one parent. Hillary, raising 3 girls, I'll tell you, get a group of moms, dads.
Well, all of the parents in the entire class were completely unanimous that they wanted sex education.
Oh, then have them attend the next school board meeting and open forum. They always have open, the few minutes for open and have one to go one by one. Like we really want this, and that'll shift. That'll shift their focus, because remember those officials are elected, and they are there to serve the needs of the parents and the students, and if that's a need, then they need to listen. But I hear you, and that's how I've been active in getting things done, is getting a group of people and being present and attending. And expressing like
exactly.
we really want this. So just that's my 2 cents, but then we can also talk on the sidebar, and feel free to call me. But is there anyone else who has questions for Jesselyn? Your presentations are always so wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. So thank you always for being available for our different topics as they come up. Is there any more questions? Jill, you had one more question, your hand's up?
Yeah, I was just gonna make a comment. One of the things is the Board of Supervisors is a way where you could even get a sign-up sheet of all the people in your classroom and other classrooms who may be interested. and bring a petition to the Board of Supervisors meeting, and get your local PTA to also advocate, and that may be another helpful thing.
Yeah, our PTO is 100% behind it, and we'll pay
Super.
for classes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it was just
Perfect.
really
Talk
kind
to
of a
your
hang up with
supervisor.
district stuff getting approved. And, you know, the Salinas City Elementary School District has over 8,000 students, the largest school district in Monterey County. So if we could get,
Wow.
you know, sex education in the hands of fifth graders, fourth graders, I mean, I think that that would be powerful and also reduce, you know, teen pregnancy rates, STDs, make people more empowered to make decisions, say no, things along those lines.
I agree.
Absolutely.
If I may
Absolutely.
chime in, and only because again, it just brings up a great case, and just again, just reiterating what Hillary's already stating, which is the obvious, you know, health education around sex or reproductive health. Once you have that information, statistics do show that those rates do come down when it comes to STIs. Now, I know syphilis is on the rise. So as well as other STIs, but just, you know, again, I think of cultural like barriers with regards to like some parents that cannot attend these board of supervisor meetings and or school board meetings. And again, not necessarily, for me, it's all about informing them, letting them know about what's going on, and also then mobilizing to bringing them into these meetings because they are a powerful voice. And for folks who have the privilege to attend, I mean, that's great because y'all support us. But again, I think that as well, hearing from folks within our local communities here in Salinas and South County is also worth mentioning. And again, worth, you know, getting that information out there to mobilize to get them into these meetings.
I like that. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks, Jessica. Coming from a former health educator with Planned Parenthood. Thank you, Jessica. All righty. So is there any other questions, comments? You know, we have a few time. Actually, I think we're going to wrap up early and we're going to get some time back in our day. Unless, you know, somebody would like to ask Jesslyn an additional question. I think we'll wrap up to the announcements and group share. Let's see, is there one new message in the chat box? Okay, Jill has a few more suggestions in the chat box for you, Hillary. And Ari from Chomp, she doesn't have access to her microphone or her camera, but she does have a comment in the chat. In the past, Monterey Rape Crisis Center provides outreach into elementary school students to discuss topics and, you know, consent and sex education. So in addition to Planned Parenthood Marmonte, Monterey Rape Crisis Center might be a good partner to help you mobilize and get, you know, parents and get involvement. So that's a great recommendation. Thank you, Ari. Let's see. This was for Pacific Grove Union School District. Okay. And it happened, and you're welcome to reach out to her. And for those of you that have not signed in to our little chat, please remember to sign in so we can have your contact info, and that way you can continue to network beyond, you know, this forum, as there's many of you who have, you know, expertise that can share. We really appreciate that. Now going on to the next topic. So thank you, Justin. Join me in giving her a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, so moving on to the next agenda item, which is announcements and group sharing. Now is the time we can go around our attendees and just give any updates, announcements, or program sharing. If you would like to share any flyers, you're welcome to put it in the chat box. And then you're also welcome to email them to us and we can forward them on. Okay, share
Hi,
the
good
link.
morning, everyone. Good morning. Just really quick, here with Natividad Outreach Team, we'll be attending the Special Kids Connect Outreach Spring Carnival Resource Fair. This will be at King City on Saturday, March 23rd. It will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if anyone would like to share that information, I'll also go ahead and drop it off in the chat. And then I hope to see some of you or all of you outside in the community as outreach continues to pick up now that spring and summer are coming. So thank you.
Hey, Jessica, you have your hand up.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Jessica. I'm with Valley Health Plan. It's the insurance here in between Santa Clara, San Benito County, and Monterey County. We are kicking up again our quarterly meeting of Valley Health Plan Community Collective. I put the flyer in the chat. We will be going over, it's where community leaders and local brokers from both, all three of our service areas are invited to attend. We go over different topics that are health related, not necessarily only to Valley Health Plan, but in this case on our next meeting on March 19th. If you're interested, please feel free to email me and I'll add you to the invite. We will be going over some of our member services questions that we get, as well as our 24/7 app, which is MD Live. And we'll be just talking a little bit about special enrollment period, as well as qualifying life events. And if you're local, we started running our commercial for a special enrollment period. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're also open for presentations on Covered California and just insurance in general. It's a complicated topic. So if you are interested in talking more about it, please reach out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Marissa from MCOE, Early Learning Program.
Yes. Hi. I had seen a question regarding about our childcare services. So I am from MCOE's Early Learning Program. We do provide free preschool/childcare services to children as young as 18 months up until they turn 5 years old. Of course, it's at no cost to families. We also don't require that our little ones be potty trained. So all diapers, wipes is all free to our families. So I'm going to go ahead and include a link in the chat. We are still working on designing our new flyers, but we are actively recruiting new children for the new school year. Thank you.
Do we just jump in? Any?
You are muted, Ines.
Here we go. Thank you. So I see Jessica shared the Valley Health Plan flyer in the chat, and I see Alma shared the information on the Spring Carnival Resource Center for the Special Needs, Special Kids Connect. And then also Jessica Mora has, so please visit the chat for those of you that do not have access to the chat. Maybe we can email me those flyers and we can send them on as the email listserv for those that were not able to attend today. So let's see who else has their hands up, and I will call upon you, Jessica. Jessica, thank you for patiently waiting.
So I saw that we have various Jessicas. Is it me, Jessica Mora?
Jessica Mora.
Good morning, everybody. I did put the flyers up in Spanish and in English with regards to the Monterey County Behavioral Health community program sessions. They're listening sessions. Excuse me, I had like a whole bunch of things go off right now. They're community listening sessions that are going to happen on the 11th and 12th in South County, including the 14th in Acosta Plaza. I believe that's when the 14th is going to happen. Actually, it's going to be in Zoom as well. So basically, it is a session to listen to the community, and we as a health department are pretty much wanting folks' opinion with regards to what they may need to better their mental health with regards to services. So again, it is a listening session for us, and we want to hear from the community. So that's going to happen on the 11th, 12th, and 14th of March. And as well, this will be also hosted on Zoom on the 14th. On the 12th, if you see there, it's going to be in Acosta Plaza. On the 11th, we're going to have 2 sessions. One is going to be in San Arlo, and the other one is going to be in King City. So again, just some announcements with regards to our department. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Rosa Gonzalez, keep your hand up.
Yes, sorry, I don't have my camera on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. NAMI Santa Cruz is going to be having a family 8-week session. It's going to be online. It's going to start April 1st. It's evening sessions, and to sign up, I put it in the chat. Contact Noeli Perez. And this is a Spanish class for family members who have a loved one with mental health condition, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, and would like to learn about mental health. It's a Spanish class again. It's free. Just contact Noeli Perez and we can sign you up.
Thank you for sharing, Rosa. Okay, anyone else has any updates or program sharing? Okay, seeing none. If we can get recommendations for the next month's forum, that'll bring us to April. The first Thursday in April would bring us to April the 4th. So please mark your calendars for the next Cisne Forum, April the 4th at 8:30. And if there's any recommended topics or agenda items you would like us to consider, please feel free to write them in the chat or unmute yourself and feel free to share. Are there any recommended topics you feel would be relevant to your daily workflow that you would like more information or guest speakers on?
I have one. I'm getting a lot of phone calls regarding the political asylum and immigration. There's a lot of them are looking for lawyers. I know there's a Zoom session that gets, passed on to the new political asylees, or I don't know how to say. But they are looking for lawyers and information. How do they go about once they are, on a waiting for the political asylum? I mean, is there any funds out there, or is there anything for them? And that's one thing I'm hearing. I don't know much about. And so if there's anyone out there that has information that can share regarding that, thank you.
Political asylum?
Yeah, the political asylum, and like maybe the process, or like where do they go for information regarding once they've submitted their application, then they're supposed to look for a lawyer that can represent them at the first court hearing or something like that. Like I said, I don't know much about, and I want to know more.
You want to know more about the immigration process, how asylum seekers can get legal advice, how people who come who are undocumented then can become documented, or in terms of migration at the border? What in particular? Any of those?
The first part, Jill. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other recommendations? Jessica Mora Ramirez, you have a recommendation?
I do, and I don't know who, again, with all the changes with Medi-Cal happening, such as Cal-AIM, I think it would be good to address how to obtain services through Medi-Cal when folks are undocumented. That way, some folks like myself can go ahead and understand the process, so that we can go ahead and disseminate that information to folks who are currently undocumented and do need Medi-Cal services.
For the undocumented Medi-Cal services, like the Medi-Cal expansion. I know we did really good outreach when it was the 50 and over Medi-Cal expansion, but as of the first, pretty much all ages could, apply for Medi-Cal. And the outreach, I didn't see as much outreach with the Medi-Cal for for all. You're right. You're very right, Jessica. I saw more outreach and education for the 50 and over when Medi-Cal expanded, over to that population. But for the 26 to 49, I didn't see that much. So thank you for that recommendation. So Medi-Cal, how to access it now that the undocs have access, where to go, where to enroll, how do they sign up? I know we've brought that topic before, and I think that's why maybe we assumed it wasn't necessary, but I think it is. Alma Mandujano, you had your hand up. Alma, did you have your hand up? No? Any other
No,
recommended
Enid, I
topics?
don't see that my hand's up. I apologize.
All right, any other recommendations on future topics?
Somebody
Okay.
just mentioned Catholic Charities in the chat.
Yeah, we've had Catholic Charities in before, for the financial assistance of the electricity
What
and rent.
about, I'm sorry to cut in, what about
Mhm.
Sister Rose from Casa de Cultura over in Pájaro? There is a new program for folks who will be receiving disaster relief funds.
Yeah, the
Funds, yeah.
homeless. The whole there's a whole new bunch of homeless funding for
No,
not that one.
I don't believe this is directly for folks who are unhoused. I think it's more for folks that need financial relief right now. But it's through a program, and maybe perhaps, Jill, they might be offering it for unhoused folks, but I think that's going to be like a different type of program.
I think it's more rebuilding for those that didn't qualify for FEMA funds or weren't able to access FEMA funds, or this is more disaster relief for those businesses or homes that couldn't access other funding otherwise. I think
Yeah, and
that's what
Casa de
she's talking
Cultura
about.
will be overseeing that as long as I think it was whoever mentioned community bridges.
Yep. Yeah, sister. Wow, Sister Rosa's still there. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
she's
Thank
still
you for
there.
that resource. All right. Okay. So thank you all. I think we're going to go ahead and adjourn a little bit earlier so you can get about. Yes, yes.
Sorry. I have one big ask, and I'm trying to reach the Pajaro area to do mental health classes, but I haven't been able to find a location that can be a neutral place for us to do our family to family classes over there. If anyone has any connection or has any information as to where we can host these classes in the Pajaro area. I mean,
what about Salud para la Gente?
Is there a place in Pajaro? Because I don't know Pajaro.
There, I think it will.
After the floods, so.
Watsonville is it's like 15 minutes. You walk over a highway, little street to get from Pajaro to Watsonville. And there are 4 different offices in that area. So I'll talk to you offline about it.
Okay, because I'm looking more on the Pajaro area.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach out to Casa de la Cultura. She's always really welcome. Sister Rosa's always usually welcome.
Right.
I really would advise that you actually go in person because it's going to be really hard to get a hold of her via phone. I think their phone is directed to somebody else. But again, I do recommend that you go out there. You'll probably find her at the church, maybe doing a lot of community work, because I'm trying to find her too.
Find her, let her know
I'm
that I'm
trying to
looking
look for her. Yes.
All right. Okay,
thank
thank you all. And if my planning committee can stay on after the meeting so we can do a quick planning session, that would be great. Everyone, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Here we go. Hi, Jill.
Who said hi?
Me, I'm just waiting for Alejandro and a few more too. Okay, I think that's it. Efrain, can we call you via cell phone? Do you have reception?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Yay!
great. Yay, thank you.
Hooray!
Okay, I didn't hear from Dr. Jimenez, so I don't know what happened there, but at least the four of us are here. And I think it's always best to pick a topic, and that way we all know what we're assigned and what to do. It just helps make everyone's life so much easier and saves us so many emails. So thank you for staying on. That was a good forum. How many attendees did we have this time, guys?
46.
46.
Wow, that's
We
great.
keep on going up. I think we had 50. This time 46. It's above 40 for the last 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, nice. So the topics are pretty relevant, and they're liking it. So they recommended, immigration, legal advice, Medi-Cal, expansion, and the Pajaro disaster relief. I know we've done, disaster relief in the past. But what do you all think? What are some topics that we haven't touched that they've recommended in the past that we just never got to that are pretty relevant or important? Any recommendations from our team?
Jill, do you have any? I think you had mentioned something last time.
Do you remember what I mentioned last time?
No, I
Oh, I
I
was thinking
don't.
about it because it was something month. It was this month was something month, and I thought it would be really good to do it, but now I forgot what this month was. It was because I think I got outvoted because the HIV thing was really forwarding and really important. But I cannot for the life of me remember. I thought it was good for doing it in March because it was something month, was some health month thing. But in any case, I don't have a vested interest in any of the topics that were mentioned today. I thought all of them were good. I just know I've been on a couple of calls where a lot of money is being poured into Pajaro because of all the horrible atmospheric rivers that have
I know
happened.
we just had a bad storm yesterday. Everything flooded pretty much around Salinas again.
Yeah, and they had a tornado warning. They had a tornado warning in Prundale and in Pajaro 2 days ago. I got an alert through I have an app that woke me up. It was like 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It's like what's happening is the severity. It's called now a climate crisis, no longer a climate change.
I know in the past someone recommended transportation. I think that's one that comes to mind. Right, Efrain? What was the other topic that we were debating on last time?
Last time there were, I remember the transportation one, and the other one I think was the one services for, I think it was like the visually impaired.
The visually impaired. The
Yes.
transportation one, the
Yes.
visually impaired, the transportation one. Yeah, because I know there's a few that.
That was it. It was called disability.
Yes.
It was disability. Yeah.
Disability, there you go.
Maybe we could encompass that with transportation.
The hearing impaired, the disabled. Yeah, that was one we had gotten, and that one's been a while. The hearing impaired, the disabled, like Center for Independent Living.
We'll just be a month late, that's all.
What do you guys think? Because these are wonderful recommendations, but I feel like we've been tabling a few. And I know we've gotten emails from people wanting to be speakers in the past, and we've just not been able to accommodate them. I kind of wanted to bring those to light too, but they're not coming to mind.
Yeah, we've had a couple, I can't remember exactly who, but it might be good to maybe, I don't know if we can look through email and see who they have been.
I mean, the one that requested to be part of the panel, they've already presented. I think one of them was someone from the state Hearts, so no me acuerdo cuál era. Well, that one, and then I know there was another one. I remember two of them, and they did present. I don't know if
What was the first one I didn't get to hear?
I
You
think
mentioned.
you know what? It's let me look it up.
Was it like a state? I want to say it was a
From the
state.
state, yeah, from the state about arts or something, and for youth, something like that. You lo tengo.
So what do you guys think about the hearing impaired and disabled resources? I know that's one we've been kind of tabling for a long time. And the transportation one, we've been tabling for a long time.
Is there any way that we can include, because I know for people who have difficulty with wheelchairs and the blind, sometimes there are transportation resources in the county that support them, or buses that support people with disabilities. So, or what do they call them? They're like small buses. They're tiny buses.
MST has the rights program, and it's the smaller buses throughout
Exactly.
the city
And
of
I know
Salinas.
all of the Central California Alliance for Health members
Offers
are entitled
transportation.
to transportation. They even have like a transportation coordinator that will drive them to any covered services that
Wonderful.
CCAH.
And then you have ITN as well. It's a volunteer-based program where they provide transportation for members in the community.
That they're over on Blanco, right? The ITS.
Mhm.
Is it ITS? And I
ITN.
know the Alliance on Aging has taxi vouchers for those that are aged or disabled, and they get a certain amount of vouchers a month, and they can get taxi drives for like $3
Wow.
a trip.
Wow.
So around transportation, there are a lot of resources out there. ITN, CCAH members, Alliance on Aging, what's another one? The rides, the Monterey Transit Center has special rides where, and I know there's some where they take them all the way down to Stamford and.
Yeah, it's a route.
It's a route. It's a route down there.
How
So around
wonderful.
transportation, we can fill that one up with even 4 guest speakers, I think, for transportation.
If we have the speakers ready, I mean, not ready, but it sounds like there's lots of potential speakers. I would say I vote for that one.
Transportation. And I even want to say the Monterey, remember Veronica? She used to work with the Monterey Transit Center, Veronica.
She still does. She manages, if I'm not mistaken, it's the rights program, which is
The rights, I
program
think
for
she
dis-
managed, I don't know if she's still in that capacity or she kind of, was promoted, but she was my contact because sometimes we needed patients, to be transported to in special circumstances like that, and she would coordinate the pickup and the drop off. Her name was with a B,
Yeah,
Veronica.
Veronica. Yeah.
Yeah, Veronica with a B, with the Alliance on Aging. Reina was the outreach worker there, Reina Gross. She helps elderly sign up for this taxi voucher programs, and they get so many a month or for 2 or 3 months, and then they can replenish their supply.
Since I'm ancient, I could volunteer to do that.
And then the ITN, I as in Michael, T as in Tom. I think it's something transportation network. I don't know what the I stands for, right? ITN of Monterey County. It's based on a volunteer rideshare program where there's actually volunteers who donate their time and actually are willing to transport patients to medical appointments or needs, and they coordinate. It's like a whole nonprofit that coordinates the transportation.
Independent Transportation Network.
Independent Transportation Network. I couldn't remember what the I was. I remember it was a transportation network or something. And Anaí used to work. Do you remember Anaí? I don't know if she still works there. But
And
I'm
I
sure
guess there's also TAMC, the Transportation or Agency for Monterey County, Senior and Disabled Transportation Program.
Yeah, so how many is that? CCAH, the Central California Alliance for Health for all the members.
Alliance on Aging.
And Alliance on Aging, the Independent Transportation Network, and the TMAC. That's 4.
That's plenty.
That's more than enough. And then that doesn't even count MST, because MST has their own program too.
And maybe what we could do is prioritize of those 4 or 5, which ones we want to try first, and then have backup in case we don't have representation. or they
Okay,
can't
so
do
I
it.
think we have our topic. Do we unanimously vote on transportation as being our next topic?
Yes.
Okay.
I can reach out to Reina. I'm actually emailing her right now. We're just exchanging outreach events, so I can ask her if she's still, I know she's the outreach manager now for the Alliance on Aging.
Oh, okay. Then I'll
but
back
I'm
off
sure
of that
she,
one.
So you have a good, okay, so you
Yeah,
can
we're
contact
emailing now.
Reina. Thank you. So here, let me write this down. So Alliance on Aging will be Melissa Raya. The Central California Alliance for Health Transportation Coordinator, who would like to do that?
I can do that if you send me the info. If you don't mind sending me a little email with who you know as a contact or what the where they
I don't have a
exist.
direct contact, but they do have like a number. I can look that
Super.
up for you.
So I can try. I
Joe
can try that.
Hoffman.
Yeah. And if you just send it to me,
Yeah.
right now I don't have a utensil to write anything on.
Okay, I'll send it
And
to
I
you.
have
And then
my iPad.
how
That's great.
about the Independent Transportation Network? Do you guys want to delegate that to?
I can do it.
You can do that, Efrain?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get a contact for that one, Efrain, and I'll email it to you. I thought I had one.
Perfect.
Okay, and then we mentioned, so that's Alliance on Aging, CCAH, Independent Transportation Network. What do you guys want to do, MST or the
What's
Monterey
MST? Tell me what it stands for.
Monterey Transit
Oh, okay.
Rides,
Okay.
the small buses?
Yeah, it's the Monterey Salinas Transit. That might be an easy one. They always have outreach workers and people in the community that are like providing
Maybe Hortensia, since she isn't here, could do that.
Okay, we can do Hortensia. Okay. And I'll type up the email and send everybody their tasks.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. That's
Okay.
wonderful, Enid. And
All right, you guys.
Can I talk to you about one thing? Are we done with this?
Yeah, Melissa, Jill wanted a contact for the